morning, guys. We are live in Vegas.
Vegas, baby!
Can you see the strip behind us? It would be a bit challenging to do this show on the strip.
It would be. So we are coming to you live from our hotel room.
That's right. So we thought that maybe we will do it next week, or maybe we'll skip today. Maybe we'll stay out late last night.
Didn't happen. We wanted to stay consistent in our morning shows for you because we know that a lot of you tune in every week, which is super important to us, and we didn't want to let you guys down. So here we are, 7 a.m. in Vegas. I said to Drew last night, we are the first people to go to bed in Vegas, and we're going to be the first people to get up in Vegas, of all of Vegas. But it was really important to us to come on and do the show for you guys this morning. So thanks for tuning in.
That's right. We went to bed early last night, and we had a really good, restful night's sleep. Oh, can't see us yet. How are we doing there? Can anyone else see us? Let's see what we have going on here. So, Dorothy, what are we talking about today?
So today we want to talk, because it's just a handful of days here before Christmas, we wanted to talk about reducing your stress levels or keeping those stress levels low so you can actually enjoy your time with family and friends or wherever you're going to be, because we get ourselves so wound up into a big stress ball. And then when we actually have time to sit down and relax or have some more quiet time, then we just kind of unravel because of all of the wound up stress. So if we continue to work on keeping our stress levels low, then we'll actually have the opportunity to enjoy the holidays. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is ways to keep your stress, reduce your stress so that you can enjoy your holidays.
That's right. A couple things that I wanted to start off with was our 12-day True Form Christmas.
No, it's the True Form's 12 Days of Christmas. It's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
So we've been doing True Form's 12 Days of Christmas, and it's exactly, the topic of the show is exactly why we did the 12 Days of Christmas, was to help keep your stress levels low during the holiday season, but also to start creating those healthy habits now before the new year, because it's very important to take action right now instead of waiting until the right time. Because let me tell you, the right time never comes. The right time is now. So we have our 12 days of, or True Form 12 Days of Christmas, which is going so fantastically. We have quite a few people posting consistently every day. So it's wonderful. Thank you to those of you who have been posting.
Yeah, it's so much fun to see your own posts. So we put this together because we wanted to help you guys stay on track and develop new healthy habits. It also gives you guys a chance to work with us a bit. Sometimes people only know what we do like this, like live, for example. They don't know what we do in private group settings, but this is pretty much what we do within our monthly membership group with some of our other private groups. We do them maybe once every 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
We do a private group as well. So this is a challenge that we open up to the public in case you never got a chance to work with us, and we want to give you a chance to stay on track. It's so much fun when you're doing things as a group and you're sharing pictures and you're commenting. So it's amazing to see your posts over the last few days.
And even if you haven't started yet, today was day 5, sure?
Today's day 5, yeah.
Today's day 5. And today was to make a green smoothie. So we talk about green smoothies all the time. They're so wonderful to have into your diet. They have so many benefits to our health. So we put green smoothie in there today. And it's a cumulative project. So the 4 days prior, the 4 activities prior to day 5, you will be doing today as well. So that includes making your bed. That includes having lemon water or kombucha right away in the morning. And it includes breathing exercises as well. So all of these things are going to help you to reduce your stress. And the thing is, it doesn't take a lot of time. Like making your bed takes minutes, and 10 breaths is not a whole lot of time. It's not like it's 20 minutes of meditation. And then the kombucha and the green smoothie, like those, the kombucha should be ready ahead of time, but in green smoothie will take a few minutes, but it's not an extensive amount of time.
That's right. So all we said is get up a few minutes early to do the challenge. We have Joanna in here now. Her posts are absolutely amazing.
You are rocking it, Joanna.
Yeah, so thanks so much for your participation. Looking forward to your green smoothie picture this morning. We have Vanda in here on Facebook. Sorry, Joanna was on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. And on Facebook, Vanda says, I'm drinking my green smoothie now.
Right on, Vanda. What's in your green smoothie? Tell us.
And send us a picture.
Yes, a picture would be wonderful.
And she also said, I'm baking pumpkin blueberry muffins.
You're on it, Vanda. Look at you go. Way to go.
And then we have Louise as well. Good morning, Louise.
Good morning, Louise.
We have a handful of other people in here. So let us know if you like, if you're watching, and if you're following along with our True Form 12 Days of Christmas Challenge.
Woo!
So that was kind of a recap of what we have going on and what we're doing. Today we were going to talk about reducing stress, as Dorothy was talking about. Now, it's a stressful time of year. Finances is going to be... Is that scaring you?
Oh, I was wondering why you stopped.
Oh. I was just going to say finances is a stressful time of year. Buying the perfect gift, for example, traveling to family. There's so many things that could stress us out at this time of year. So that's why we want to talk about it. We want to give you a chance to enjoy the holiday season and not be so stressed out. Because then if it's Christmas Eve, if it's Christmas Day, and we are so stressed out, we don't have the chance to appreciate our friends and family.
That's right. It's so important, like we were talking about before, to take action now so that you can actually enjoy Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. A lot of times we're with family. Because if we wait, then we'll probably unravel once everything calms down, right? So there's certain things we can do right now, right today, to reduce our stress so that we can enjoy ourselves.
That's right. Morning, Nikki.
Good morning, Nikki.
Got Nikki in here too, and then Cindy's over here.
Hey, Cindy.
On Instagram. It's pretty cool. We don't always use both platforms, but it's nice to see when people are tuning in on both our Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty cool.
Thank you guys for joining us. Now, I guess for me, to starting off with how you can reduce stress, I got to go back to our healthy habits that we're developing now. Excuse me.
True Form's 12 Days of Christmas, if you're just tuning in.
That's right, because so many times we wait till... I'm losing my voice here. Let me just start. There's so many times we wait till after the holidays, and we're like, expect that perfect time. And we're like, let's not do anything now because it's too busy. We have too many things going on. So starting your healthy habits now or creating it, just think about, I think it might have been Shauna in our monthly membership group. She posted something that says, if you can get your workouts in now, you can get your workouts in at any time of year. So it doesn't have to be just workouts. It could be breathing, stretching. It could be nutrition and making sure you don't miss meals. So for me, the biggest thing to do is start now and come up with a plan and execute that plan during the busiest time. Because if you could do it now, you could do it at any time of year.
And that is such a good point. If you can do it in the busiest time of the year, then you're already ahead of the game for January when things slow down a little bit. And we always think, this is the thing, we always think that once January comes, it'll slow down in January, so then I can jump on it and I can get to it. But then January comes, and this happens, and that happens, and this is going on, and that is going on. And it's not, just because Christmas is over, doesn't mean we're less busy. You know what I mean? So jumping on now is the best time.
It's also that mindset, I think. It's a mindset of getting something done now no matter what. So making sure you stay on track or develop new habits or being she does it all the time.
I think yours tastes a little better. I do it all the time. You know, we should go back to those cups with the names on them.
Usually don't follow them anyway.
A few Christmases ago, we got these beautiful cups from one of our artistic friends, our artist friends, and she had drawn our names on them. The end. Anyway, maybe we should go back to those kinds of cups so that I don't drink yours. I probably still drink out of the Drew cup.
I don't think it mattered. Morning, Mom.
Good morning.
So, okay, I don't even know what it was. Oh, I guess it's the mindset of being like, it doesn't matter what time of year it is or what's going on, I'm going to get this done. And if we have that mindset of meal planning, of staying on track with nutrition, especially now where it's more challenging, we're going to be that much more successful during the rest of the year.
That's right. Maybe you could tell us, or we'd like to hear from you in the comments about what is the most challenging part right now, right today, or right in the few days leading up to Christmas to stay on track. What is the most challenging? Is it workouts? Is it food? Like, what is the biggest struggle, I suppose?
Yeah, let us know in the comments, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll try to help answer those.
Yeah, and then if anything's going on and you have questions about whatever, then just let us know. It's really nice to have the opportunity to interact with you guys live so we can answer questions right away, whatever it may be. We're here for you to answer questions. So.
And you know what you might find interesting is when your some people are like, I don't like asking questions, or I ask too many questions, but your questions actually help us out because that's where we create blog posts around. It's where we create videos around, and it's where we put a lot of our content together from your questions. So they definitely help us out. Vanda, would you like to read her?
Yes, but I don't know what that word is. Do you know what that word is? Third word?
Radicchio.
What is that? Vanda, tell us what that is. Is it a green or
radish?
Something?
Is it a radish?
I don't know. Vanda, tell us.
So, you want to read that?
We asked Vanda, if you're just tuning in, we asked Vanda what's in her green smoothie, because she's drinking that right now as a part of the 12 days of Christmas and challenge. And she got avocado in there, celery in there, radicchio, I don't even know if I say that right, ginger, turmeric, lemon. Didn't get the cilantro yet. Oh, and an apple. Just had to. And if you missed our show last week where we talked about each one of the 12 days of Christmas, when we talked about green smoothies, we talked about it just being a vegetable smoothie. So in our recipe on the True Form page, you'll see that it's just vegetables. And we talked about if that is a little much for you because it's very greeny. We talked about that. You could add a piece of fruit, like an apple or a pineapple or something to sweeten it up. But we talked about just being aware that kind of changes the properties a little, because in a green smoothie, a vegetable smoothie, we're trying to stay away from the sugars and just get the fiber and the antioxidants and that goodness. But still wonderful to have a green smoothie with a bit of fruit in it as well.
Yeah, it takes some time. We always mention, like, sometimes people are like, oh, a green smoothie, don't even consider it. But even for us, it took 2 or 3 times over a span of 6 months, probably.
I didn't like just the veggies at first, but, I started with, like, just a little 1-ounce shot glass. Just took my shot of green smoothie every morning. And then, like, you build up.
That's right. We have green smoothie.
We do. We didn't drink it yet.
Maybe you should get it.
Maybe I should get it.
We'll have green smoothie with you this morning as part of the 12-day challenge. But there's nothing wrong with adding. If you need to add an apple, a pineapple, it's fine. Our goal is to get to you going to put them in glasses?
No.
Our goal is to get to a place where you don't need any fruit. Because it's because of the sugars first thing in the morning. Now, these are good, clean sugars coming from fruit, different from a refined sugar. But we do recommend you trying to stay away from sugars first thing in the morning, because when we have sugar, like when you have a pastry the first thing in the morning, or when you have a coffee with sugar in it, it's going to, your taste buds are kind of like, are attracting more sugar. So if we could stay away from that first thing in the morning, it would be beneficial. So Vanda says, is that how you spell it, Vanda? Radicchio? Or are you just messing around?
It's a kind of lettuce.
It's a kind of lettuce. It's red and white. Oh, well, that's
crazy. I think
crazy.
she's being serious. I think it's actually called radicchio.
How have I never heard of this?
I don't know.
Radicchio?
Oh.
Is that how you spell it? Radicchio? I'm going to have to look this up. Where did you find this, Vanda? And why have I never heard of it? Okay, we got Sheila here.
Oh,
sleep is the biggest thing.
The biggest challenge. Stress takes away sleep. It sure does.
So Sheila's, just recently seen you on her page, Sheila, and Sheila ordered some complete truth protein.
Woo! Thank you, Sheila.
Sheila ordered the Christmas package.
Yay!
Which is a 1 pound bag of green and a 1 pound bag of original, white, along with the Detoxify Yourself book.
Woo woo!
So we have that on special right now for Christmas, the Christmas package. And that's a great way to get started with CTP, or it's a nice gift for someone that's looking to get started. So thank you so much, Sheila, for your support. And then, so we talk about sleep is a big one, of trying to get proper sleep. So we can talk about that in a couple minutes or in another show.
Why don't we talk about it now?
Yeah, well, I just want to pull a couple other ones in here. I just wanted to finish our conversation. Radicchio. Did I already pull that one on?
I'm not sure.
Deke is how to pronounce it.
This is getting quite an intense lettuce conversation.
Deke.
Deke. Is how to pronounce it. Biggest challenge might be neighbors that drop over shortbread cookies.
Nice to have those neighbors, man. But you can always re-gift to somebody else. Yeah, it's a tough one when we have all those treats and sweets around. And when I'm like, people think I'm crazy when I'm like, throw them away or give them away. I mean, I know that we've put time and effort, or you've bought them and it's like throwing away money. But if you keep those treats on the counter, if you keep them in the freezer and bring them out all the time, we're just extending it. Like, we're extending Christmas past a day or two. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and you keep that around for a week after. You're extending the madness. So you always have constant reminders. That's why we recommend putting a bowl of fruit on the table or chopped up veggies, because you always see it and you can always go and pick them. Every time you walk by, you grab. I do that.
Yes.
We chop up veggies and put on the counter. Every time I walk by, I grab one.
A lot of times we buy our veggies on the discount rack, and they have to be eaten right away, so we just chop them up and put them in a bowl on the counter, and it's true. You walk by and you eat them.
That's right, and it's the same thing if you put candy, chips, or anything else on the table that you are going to walk by, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, if you keep those treats, if you keep those pies, candies, if you keep them on the table for weeks after, it's just constant reminders of what you shouldn't be having. And we want to keep our focus on more positive things where we should be going.
So what you can do, Brenda, is put them away. Put them in the freezer or somewhere where you're not going to see them. Or, like Drew was saying, it's a little bit harder, but you could take them and regift them. So, for example, if you're going somewhere for Christmas dinner or you're going somewhere to visit, take them with you and share them, right?
And leave them. Hey, look what I made!
But just keep track, because you don't want to bring it to the same person.
Don't re-gift to the same person.
Brad made you some cookies!
That might be a little embarrassing.
But you know what I wanted to mention was how it truly is, like, these chocolates and everything are everywhere. I went to the bank a few days ago, and as I'm at the teller talking to her, somebody brings in a box of chocolates, and I watch her. They're like, "Oh, here, like, it's for the staff or whatever," and I watch her walk, like, with the box of chocolates over to the table, and the table was like a mountain of boxes of chocolates and cookies and candies, and I was like, "Whoa!" I said to her, "How do you guys deal with that? Like, that is, like, how, like, that's so much." And it's not that you're not grateful that the people are grateful for what you do. You're very grateful for that, but, like, it was a lot. And she says that it's difficult because there is this, like, it's always there, this big mountain of candies. And she says that it's hard not to walk by and grab one.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I would like to suggest trying to find healthier options if you're bringing stuff to other people, or requesting or asking for healthier options. It's so challenging, but I think there are options out there. We just don't think about them, for example. Or maybe if you're bringing that to a party, maybe you're grabbing the cheapest thing. I don't know, whatever it is. Just like, for example, Dorothy started this past Christmas was the first time she made healthy baking for other people. And everyone loved it. It was crazy, like all the comments that were coming back and how much. So you were delivering it before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying that these aren't going to last until Christmas.
I was like, oh no, I hope these last until Christmas.
So you can find healthier options, and maybe if someone like Dorothy, I mean, if it's not Dorothy, for example, maybe there's someone in your area that's closer and can bake something healthy, or maybe you can make something healthy. But I don't think we're doing anyone a favor by getting a box of cookies that are the lowest quality and just saying, here you go, good luck with this. Have a good Christmas. Because no one feels great after the Christmas weight and the toxins and the mental clutter that sugar and all those toxins bring along with it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Let's read some comments.
Okay. Vanda says, I can't believe you've never tried radicchio. It's true, we never have.
I still don't think he's saying it right.
What did she said? How to pronounce?
Oh,
Deke. She said you pronounce it Deke.
Radique.
Oh, Radique. I don't know. Anyways, no, it's true.
Ben, can you voice record it for us?
But that's what we love about these conversations, these live shows, the interaction. And we always say we learn more from our audiences that they learn from us. So we're definitely going to try that out. You know what I found out in one of my interviews for Exploring Mind and Body not too long ago is watercress. Watercress is one of the most nutrient-dense foods there is.
Cucumber and watercress sandwiches. It's a tea sandwich.
Oh, I didn't. Well, you can give me a full sentence there.
Well, we've eaten them before.
I don't remember.
It's put a little watercress and then a little cucumber. I never made them, but we went for high tea. A few times we've gone for high tea. Sounds kind of like, oh, high tea. But it's fun to go for high tea, and Drew loves tea, so we went a few times. And that was one of the tea sandwiches, was cucumber and watercress sandwich.
I didn't know that they were on there.
Yes.
Now I know.
Now he knows.
I've had it before. Chantel says, good morning, Drew and Dorothy.
Good morning, Chantel.
Good morning to you, Chantel. And Kirby's in here. Good morning,
hey,
Kirby. Kirby says, pretty peppy for a morning in Vegas. That's a good point. I don't know if you heard, you might have missed our early conversation, Kirby, about we went to sleep early. We've been pretty exhausted for the last couple of weeks just running around. It's a crazy time for everyone, but when we're packing up and getting a house ready and moving our stuff to another house, it's challenging.
Yeah.
And add that to another time, the busiest time of year, the holidays. So we went to bed super early last night, to be honest with you, in Vegas.
In Vegas.
So Dorothy was like, and we just were exhausted. We just needed sleep. We're like, we walked the strip and we went to casinos and hotels, and they're like, let's go to sleep.
Like, Drew, I'm so tired. I need to go sleep. Woo, party!
So Dorothy was like, we're the first people to go to sleep in Vegas.
And the first people to get up.
So, at any rate, we're still on this radicchio. Okay, thanks, Sandra.
Radicchio. Thank you. There, you were right, Drew. Radicchio.
So for me...
That is just radicchio. Stop it. You're being a radicchio.
Oh, my God. See what you started, Vanda?
I'm going to use that.
It's not going to end
I
now.
really like that word. Drew, you're radicchio.
Well, ridiculous might be a hard word in your family anyway.
In my family, it's ridiculous. My
ridiculous.
dad is like, that is just ridiculous.
Oh
man, there's a few things in my family, like the calculator. Well, this is ridiculous. My calculator is not working.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I should go have some sushi. Okay, I'm sorry.
Ben says ridiculous. That's right. That's what we're talking about here.
Drew is ridiculous.
Do you have a tip for reducing stress?
Well, it goes closely to, my tip goes closely to what Drew was saying about starting your healthy habits now. But what I wanted to talk about was sticking to your routine that you've already created, if you have one, right? And I'm talking about a workout routine in particular. So a lot of times when it starts to get super stressful time of year, we're super busy, then we're just like, I don't have time to work out. So I'll start working out again in January. That is so common. And what's the funny thing about it is that exercising is the number one way to reduce stress. And when we are stressed out and don't have a lot of time, it's the last thing that we think about doing. When it's the number one thing that will help us reduce our stress. So it's so important, if we already have a workout routine, to stick to it. And time is really precious or dwindling a bit. How do we say it? Minimal? You have less time for yourself at this time of year because you're giving so much to others. But it really is important to just take, even if it's just 15 minutes or 10 minutes, that's all you have. You could get some abs in. You could do a little walk in 15 minutes. You could go for a short jog in 15 minutes. You can do something active or something in terms of a workout in a short amount of time. But I truly think that we should respect ourselves enough and love ourselves enough to get our workouts in even over the holidays, because it's the number one way to reduce stress.
That's right. So we're so stressed out we can't really think properly. We can't enjoy our mood and emotions are kind of all over the place because we're so stressed out. We have so many things weighing on our mind. And if you would just take a few minutes for yourself and relieve some stress, that it doesn't, like Dorothy was saying, it doesn't take a lot of time or effort. It just takes that conscious effort to be thinking about it and making it happen. And when you were talking there, I remember Faye Stenning, who is a professional obstacle course runner.
Spartan, right?
Yeah, Spartan runner.
She's an elite Spartan runner.
And so she was on Exploring Mind and Body, and I interviewed her maybe a year ago. But she was saying how she had I think she quit her full-time job to do Spartan running full-time, but when she was working her way up and trying to be one of the best or elite runners, she would throw her equipment in her car. She would always have a pair of running shoes in her work bag. She said, I knew I had to never have an excuse to not get my workout in. So she always had workout equipment. She always had a plan of where she was going and what she could do. If she was waiting for 15 minutes, then she would go for a run for 15 minutes. Then she would change real quick and go back to work. So it was that mindset of always having a reason to do something instead of having a reason to not do something.
And I think, like Ben had mentioned before, about people like stopping in for visits and things like that. And we feel always guilty for saying, no, that doesn't work, right? But if somebody phones you, for example, if you're on your way out to get your workout done and somebody phones you and says, oh, I'm going to stop in and have a tea, is that okay? You can say, actually, that doesn't work for me right now. I'm just heading out to the gym or whatever that needs to be done. But could you stop by at this time? Or this would be a better time for me. But we're afraid to say no.
Yeah, and that's because we're people pleasers. Like naturally, we just want to make everyone happy. So, and we put ourselves last on the list. We talked about this on our self-care show. We did that on the radio show, and we did that at a presentation. And it's putting ourselves first instead of always putting ourselves last. So if you continually put yourself last on the list, there's no time. There's no time for you to get the things done that you need to do. So it's funny, like if we have 30 minutes, for example, to do something, maybe you have a short workout at home, maybe you just stretch, maybe you just do some breathing exercises in your Zen area that we recommend putting out, part of our challenge as well. If we took that time for ourselves, we would be so much better off mentally, physically, emotionally. But if someone else is like, oh, can I stop by? Can you do this for me? We're like, yep, sure, I'll do that. But we don't take the time to do it for ourselves.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of funny how we always put ourselves last. And if we even bring up the word selfish, people are like, don't want to be selfish. So we would suggest being a bit selfish and taking time for yourself, especially to reduce stress at this time of year.
Mm-hmm. And one more thing that I just wanted to mention was about our mood. A lot of times, exercise does improve our mood. So if we're cranky, if we're even tired, if we're in a bad mood, exercise elevates our mood and puts us in a good mood because of those rush of endorphins, right? Because exercise, working out releases our endorphins, so it makes
happy emotions.
Our happy emotions. So a lot of times, even if I'm cranky or if I'm in a bad mood, Drew will actually be like, you need to work out. Would you just go work out? And it's so true that when you come back or when you're done your workout, you're like, your stress levels are lower, you're happier, you feel better, you're more pleasant to be around. And what is it like like when you're snappy, like everything is bothering you and you're grumpy, you're snappy, like that reduces too. You have more patience, right? And so another reason why it's so important to get workouts in, because you want to be with your family and your friends over Christmas. You don't want to be the cranky one, in the room.
Yeah, enjoy your time with family. If you're so miserable, what's the point of being around family? I put up a post on our True Form Facebook page, and I asked, "What's your favorite thing about Christmas?" And probably 80% of people said time with family.
Right.
90% of people said spending time with family. But if you're so worn out and you're miserable and you're edgy and you snap at everyone, you're not going to appreciate that time with family, and it's so limited. Many times we see family once or twice a year, and we miss out on so many things. So you may as well be in a good mood and enjoy them while you're there.
Yeah, nobody likes a Mr. Grumpus.
Mr. Grumpus. We have 93 hearts, so we're about 2,000 behind.
Come on, guys, keep those hearts flowing.
Those hearts coming. Vanda said, Steve said, loves your laugh, Dorothy.
Thank you, Steve.
We were actually at a restaurant not too long ago. We had a little bit of a meeting there. And wasn't our waitress, but someone else walked by when we were leaving. She's like, I love your cackle.
And I said to her, I don't know if that's a compliment. A cackle? That sounds like a bad thing.
Dorothy's like, how embarrassing.
Oh my God.
I was like, I think it's a compliment. And then what else did Vanda say?
Steve's in the kitchen too, making whole wheat baguettes for the first time. You know what a baguette is, right? That was for you.
Hilarious, man.
I didn't know what radicchio was either, but I do know what a baguette is. In fact, I ate myself into a baguette coma when I lived in France.
Dorothy has a love-hate relationship with baguettes.
With baguettes?
Cheese and butter.
Cheese, baguettes, and butter. Oh, man. If that's a guilty pleasure, it's mine. But when I was in France, I was a student, and I didn't have a whole lot of money. And baguettes were like dirt cheap, cents. Like, it was insane. It wasn't even €1 for a baguette. It was crazy. So you could get a whole baguette, and there you go.
Isn't wine, or was it wine, or cheaper than water?
Yeah. The first time I went to the grocery store, I was looking for bottled water because I didn't really know yet. I was in a foreign country. I'm not sure of the water. So I went to the grocery store to get myself a big jug of water. And I'm looking at the prices. And the bottle, there is wine right by the water. Crazy. But the wine was cheaper than the water. So I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer.
Should mention this was college for Dorothy.
This was college.
She makes better decisions now.
That's right.
Most of the time.
Most.
So, okay, we need another tip. Do you guys have any tips?
We have to talk about sleep.
Oh, sorry.
We didn't talk about sleep yet, and that was Sheila's question.
Okay.
We can't not answer.
Okay. So for me, when we talk about sleep, it's about routines. It has to be about routines. That's the easiest way to explain how to get proper sleep. I know routines are more challenging now that when it's a bit busier, but if we need to stick to those routines, again, that's why we're talking about healthy habits now. So important to get your healthy habits in. Right now we're doing more so morning routines, but within the challenge, I should mention. But creating an evening morning routine is so important, and it will we do morning routines to set our day up for success. So evening routines set our evenings up for success, meaning a restful night's sleep.
Yeah, so we have to, Drew often calls it you bookend your day. So you have a morning routine to start off, like you said, and the evening routine to end it. And then it's like a complete day, right? It completes everything. And I think a lot of time, yes, stress contributes to lack of sleep, no doubt. But a lot of times, a lack of routine in the evening contributes to a lack of sleep as well.
That's right.
So when we talk about having an evening routine to increase sleep or to help with sleep, it includes unwinding and relaxing for the evening, because we talk about sleep quite often because it's so important to our daily habits. So one of the things we talk about to reduce our stress is the amount of screen time that we have right before bed. And so Drew and I have a little, I don't want to call it a rule, but a little routine where we don't have screen time at least minimum an hour before we go to bed. So we put the cell phone away, we don't watch a lot of TV anyway, but we wouldn't watch TV right before going to bed. And we turn the computer off, like no computer, at least 1 hour before going to bed. Because these are all, can I call them stimulants? These are all stimulants, right? They get our mind racing. They're bright. And help me out, Drew. Like,
they're stimulating.
Stimulating.
So you want
losing my words.
You want things,
rescue me.
You want things to calm you and relax you in the evening. If you have things that are like bright, shiny things, if you have action movies, there's things that keep your mind going or guessing, or if you're scared, these are stimulants that wake you up. And we want to do the exact opposite. Unfortunately, when we sit down and watch a TV, it's going to be suspenseful because they want you to stick around past the commercial. They want you to watch the next episode, or they want you to watch the next part of what's going on, so they can keep you there. And it's suspenseful or it's exciting. And we need to move ourselves away from that because that's stimulating and going to wake us up and keep us alert. And we need to go the opposite way.
The opposite way. So things that we can do, like right before bed. So once you shut your electronics off, you can start like a little relaxation process, which could include a nice detox bath. So we have detox baths quite regularly, and it not only draws out the toxins from our bodies, but it puts us in a nice, relaxful state. So in our detox bath, we put Himalayan bath salts, we put baking soda, and then you can add, if it's nighttime, a nice, relaxing essential oil, like lavender, for example, will promote sleep and help you sleep and relax your mind. So a bath works nicely right before bed. Reading is really nice.
Just jump in that bath.
He's not done with bath.
It's just, so we recommend in our monthly membership group, we recommend a bath once a week or at least once every 2 weeks. That's more so in prevention. So just think about our stress levels raising higher and higher and higher. If we take that time to have a nice, relaxing, detoxing bath, that will give us a chance to lower our stress levels. And then it's really nice because it's more prevention as opposed to treatment. So if you're always having a relaxing with the detoxing bath, then you don't have to worry about continually being stressed out. It will bring us back down. So what we recommend that is, you could do that every evening if you like, but we recommend that on a regular basis at some level, once a week.
At least once a week, yeah.
Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. We have a question from Chantal. Let's read it.
Oh. Chantal said, you listen to calming music before bed.
That's a great thing. Sometimes we put on some meditation music, but it's usually in the morning, hey?
Yeah.
Our meditation music, we usually put it on in the morning, but it would be a wonderful thing to do at nighttime, like some relaxing, calming music. I like naturey sounds, waterfalls, birds chirping.
It's not something that we would do regularly in the evening, Chantel, but I think a lot of people are used to TVs. Right. You know, it's funny, we're here in a hotel and we haven't turned the TV on once. I haven't even thought about it.
We don't even think about it.
Because we don't turn it on at home. So we don't even have one at our place in LA. So we don't have a TV.
We don't plan on getting one.
But I think a lot of people are used to falling asleep with noise and with the TV on. So we really recommend having the TVs, phones, electronics outside of the bedroom. So, but if you're used to having noise, it's like a lot of people we're not used to that. We're not used to calm. Like we don't take time for ourselves. We're not used to meditation or breathing. That's why in our challenge we wanted you to try 10 breaths to get started. Like just try 10 breaths. But we always have those that it's noise. It's like white noise that is just constant. If we're always used to that, we would 100% recommend having some kind of calming music but before bedtime instead of the opposite of the TV blasting or whatever, Netflix on or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Can we move on to another tip?
I'm ready.
So we have our bath and we have our calming music perhaps. But it's also, reading is really nice in the evening as well. And be choosy with the books that we're reading in the evening. You don't want a book that's going to, like for example, Drew knows that he can't read marketing books at the nighttime before bed.
That's true.
Right? And some people are into scary books.
Stephen King. I used to love a Stephen King book.
Those wouldn't be books you'd
not
want
in the evening.
not in the evening. Those wouldn't be books you'd want to read in the evening. You'd want to read like a book, like a feel-good book.
Yeah, something enjoyable, something relaxing, like maybe a love story, Dorothy, or something that maybe Dorothy likes to. Sometimes she looks at her angel cards before bed. So whatever it is, it should be something positive and something relaxing. If it's not relaxing for you, if it's something that, like if I read a business book, my mind is like, thinking about 1,000 different business ideas, and it's not going to put me to sleep. So I know that I have to stay away from that at that time. So whatever book you have, if you know that that's going to keep you up or keep you guessing or thinking about the next story, the next chapter, probably not a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And journaling as well kind of goes with reading. You know what's nice about journaling in the evening is that a lot of times before bed we carry around with us these thoughts or these things like throughout the day, or we're already thinking about tomorrow, and tomorrow I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do that, oh my gosh, I can't forget that, and our mind is just racing. So journaling can help you release those thoughts. So for example, maybe you write down the things that, if it's something that's bothering you, you can write those down and get them out. If you're thinking about the 10 million tasks you have to do tomorrow, make yourself a list and like release them from your brain and just like get them out on the paper, and that helps a lot as well.
A notepad helps as well. Even if journaling would take that to the next level, but even if you have a pen and pad next to your night table,
on your nightstand.
Yeah, if you have thoughts running through your head, just write them down. And sometimes I do that. Like I fall asleep, and I can't get into that deep sleep because I have 5 things that I don't want to forget the next day. I just write them down, and I'm done. Forget about them, and then you can go to sleep.
Because you're constantly reminding yourself, don't forget about that, don't forget about that, don't forget about that. But if it's written down, then you won't forget because it's written down.
Joanna says, I love that. What are you referring to, Joanna? Let us know which one you said, I love that. The detox bath, maybe?
That's a good one.
And then, you know what, one of the things that Dorothy loves is her diffuser. Of course, she's a essential oils junkie.
A freak.
So
essential oil freak.
Essential oils everywhere. So diffusing something relaxing in your room. So we have at least 2 that are constantly going. If you put one next to your bed that's calming, like lavender, it's a good one that you enjoy.
We like Stress Away as well.
Stress Away is a good one. At
nighttime before bed. And so if you have these essential oils that's going to help put you in a relaxed state and promote your sleep, that's a great advantage as well.
Yeah. Joanna says, she said all of it. Thank you. She said, writing down your thoughts at night. Yeah, and it's so simple. And some of those tips, like I thought like that one, for example, write things down. I was like, oh, everyone must have heard of that before. But like these little tips, whether you heard of them or not, even their reminders, like sometimes I'll forget.
Yeah, and I'll be like, write it down.
and let it go.
Let it go.
So these constant reminders, if you try them once in a while, or if you get into a routine of doing them, then it'd be much easier to get that restful night's sleep and reduce that stress.
Mm-hmm. I think Louise is headed out. Oh, no. She's not. I thought it said, gotta go, Louise, but you said, gotta read a fluffy book. Love a good love story. Me too, Louise. You know, it's funny, like, we don't watch movies too often, but we like a good movie now and again. And Drew's always like, what kind of movie do you want to watch? I'm like, how about a romantic comedy?
She says it every time. Every time.
And Drew likes, like, action, like, in high intensity movies.
I like those suspenseful ones. I like crime ones or twists. Twists really get me. Like, oh, didn't see that one coming. And I always try to guess what they're going to do. But we do find a happy medium. We compromise often. So
we watch way more of his movies than mine.
That's a lie. What's your favorite love story book, Louise, or what are you reading now? Suzanne's in here. Good morning, Suzanne.
Miss Chantal. She said something about Garfield. Sorry, Suzanne. Good morning. I used to read Garfield books to get me to sleep.
That's funny, Chantal. Well, whatever works for you. If that's something that helps you sleep, then.
Well, Drew, I only have Garfield books in French, so that would really put you to sleep.
That would put me to sleep. in minutes, seconds. Okay, where are we at now? Sleep. Oh, the lavender and the diffuser sleep.
What else? There was one more thing. I wanted to talk about one more thing about sleep, and that was we meditate in the morning to get ourselves, or whatever we want to call it. Some of us like to call it meditation, some prayers, some breathing exercises, whatever you like to call it is fine. Just know that when we say meditation, it's just breathing, really. So
it could be breathing. It could be visualization. We're
right.
big visualization fans. We do our own visualization exercises regularly, meaning daily.
In our morning routine.
So it could be whatever you want. We don't want those breathing exercises to scare you away. If it's a religion thing or if it's a personal thing, whatever it works for you. If it's breathing, if it's prayer, do whatever works best for you.
So at the evening before bed, you can do your breathing exercises to let go of the stress of the day and come into a nice, calm, centered place.
So I guess if we could wrap up the sleeping...
There's just one more thing I want to say.
Okay.
And it's something that we have started doing more recently. I suppose we've been doing this for a year or so, but maybe it's not so recent. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But telling stories to each other at nighttime, and it's not like, you know what I'm talking about, right? When we tell.
Of course I know.
Okay. He had this question mark on his face. I don't know if anyone
That's just my face.
Just his face, big old question mark. Well, so we will take turns telling each other stories at nighttime, and it's usually connected to our visualization activities. So, for example, if we are, like just last week, for example, I'll give an example. We had a really tough week last week before leaving to come on our trip. And stressful, long hours, anyway. So I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. So what we did is I would start by telling a story of coming on our vacation, right?
Vacation.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Vacation, or we're coming to the beach. Drew doesn't like it when I call it vacation. But anyway, I would tell stories about coming on our holiday. So, and that is all related to our visualization exercises as well.
That's right.
So I don't know if I explained that very well.
It just goes back to visualization. I think if you like writing, for example, or sharing with someone the things that I think Dorothy's talking about manifesting, visualization. It's more, sometimes it's pleasant. I actually read this in a book sometimes that one time that if a day doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, you can go back and think about the things where it would have made a better day. So it puts you in a better mood. It gives you more positive outlook, and it gives you more of a chance to manifest the things that you want to do the next day or to make it a better day for you. So however that you choose to do that, there's things that you can do to improve your mind and move that more towards the things that you want to do or be or have. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of comments coming on here. Let's see. Suzanne said, meant to say hi. We got Shauna in here. Good morning, Shauna.
Hello, Shauna.
And then a nice hot bubble bath. Yes.
That works well, Suzanne.
We were talking about, you just missed our detox bath talk about improving sleep as well, but a hot bubble bath will definitely do it too. And what did Louise say here?
I'm actually not reading anything right now. I go through spurts with reading. Right now, I'm not feeling the reading. I do that too, Louise.
Yeah. And what else did I want to mention? Thanks for the hearts, guys. We're almost at 1,000 hearts. We love your comments. And yeah, we are going to wrap things up here soon. Is there anything? So I just wanted to wrap up sleep real quick. You had enough with sleep?
Yep, you can wrap it up.
So wrapping up sleep is when we talk, sometimes, are you done?
Yep.
Wrap up. Okay.
That could be another. I'm coming up with signals. That could be wrapped up too.
Are you done? Okay. I'm gonna move on here. I'm gonna see if I can get through this with this one over here. So when we talked about sleep, improving your sleep, your sleep, having a restful night's sleep, it's more about improving your sleep habits. So with the things that you're doing, it's just like prevention, for example, if you have digestion issues, for example, it's not treating your digestion when it happens. It's the steps, it's the food that you're putting. Oh my God. It's the food that you're putting in your body before. It's the things that, like, are you having kombucha? Are you putting highly processed food in your body to disrupt your digestion? So when it comes to sleep, it's not the actual sleep at night in the evening. It's, are you watching an action movie? Are you putting highly processed food, sugary? We didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about foods.
Alcohol, tobacco, those are all toxins that keep us awake and alert late into the evening and prevents us from getting a restful night's sleep. So again, just to wrap it up, I would say create those healthy habits in the evening, bookend your day, have a great morning routine and a really nice evening routine to set your night up for a restful night's sleep.
One thing we didn't talk about, I know you just wrapped it up, but I just thought about this one. And one other thing we didn't talk about was, and it's kind of like the last resort for us, but we have in our body something called melatonin. So if our melatonin levels are kind of out of whack, then it can be difficult to sleep, right? So you can pick up melatonin tablets or pills or whatever, vitamins, whatever you call them. They're a natural, right? I can say they're a natural supplement, right? And it's not a sleeping pill, but it helps you to, if you take a melatonin at night, then it helps to get your melatonin levels back to where they need to be. So melatonin helps your sleep, and the little supplements will help you do that. But we don't suggest being reliant on those. It just, you take them for a couple of nights to try to get your levels back to where they need to be, and then don't take them anymore. And there was one time that Drew was like, "Oh my gosh, Dorothy, you've been taking those every night. Like, you can't do that." I was like, "Well, I've been sleeping great." But, yeah, 2 or 3 nights, and then you should move away from them. You shouldn't be taking them on a regular basis, but.
Well, it's a pill. Like, it's a pill, and usually you don't take pills for the rest of your life. Like, so for me, it's not natural enough to be like, I mean, and it is, like, our body produces melatonin, for example, just like our body produces creatine, for example. A lot of guys at the gym, for example, they'll take a creatine supplement to increase those levels. So you can use natural, a lot of those creatine supplements have like sugar flavored toxins that we should be staying away from. But coming back to melatonin, our body does produce it, but if you're continually putting it in your body becomes reliant on it, and then you're not able to sleep anymore without it. So we would recommend, like Dorothy's saying, maybe a couple nights, 2 or 3 nights, get back into that routine. And I think it's like, they're so natural. I feel like they're more of like, almost like
placebo.
You guys are familiar with placebo? Like, it's not. So Dorothy's like, "I need a melatonin." I'm like, "No, you don't." It's like, I feel like I should have just give her like a little vitamin C. Here you go. Here's your melatonin. Go to sleep now. It's not a sleep pill. Like, it's not going to put you to sleep like that. You still have to have a restful mindset. You still have to go to sleep, put yourself to sleep. You can't like pop a couple pills, blast the movie, and then like hopefully the pill's going to put you to sleep.
Ew.
That's not what melatonin is. It just helps it helps in a small amount to get you to fall asleep.
That's right.
You know what? I think it actually helps you sleep deeper, not deeper, but longer. Like a longer restfulness. So maybe it doesn't even put you to sleep, but once you're asleep, it helps you sleep longer.
It helps you kind of relax a bit.
That's how I feel once in a while when I pop a pill. What do we got here?
Oh, that's Shauna and Louise. 2 questions.
I got Chantel here first.
Oh, Chantel is up there.
All right.
I'm working really hard, you guys, not to get the Shauna Chantel thing messed up again. If I can't relax and sleep at night, I think about my chakras, the color, the sound, that balance them. Oh, that's a good idea too.
Very nice.
I just started getting more into my chakras. progress and learning more about it. But
yeah, Dorothy got this really nice book and was obsessed with it for quite a while. All summer, I think.
All summer I was obsessed with it. It's the Chakra Bible. That's what it's called. And I took this yoga class in where each it was like a 6-week class or something. Can't remember exactly. But each week she went through a different chakra and we focused on a different chakra. And we started, I think we started at the base and went up to the top. But anyway, it was super cool. It got me really excited about the chakras. So then I went and I got this Chakra Bible and anyway, that's what happened.
And then we have Suzanne said, "Thank you for the Christmas
You're
card."
very welcome, Suzanne.
You're welcome. Thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy our crazy picture.
Crazy Christmas card. You know what is funny is that when we were creating the Christmas card, when I was creating the Christmas card, it was all done. We just needed a picture on the front. So I said, Drew, come over here. We need to pick a picture for the front of the card. And I'm like, how about this one? How about this one? And they're all like, well, no, that's not what happened. What happened was that I couldn't find a nice, serious picture of us. And I'm like, Drew, our pictures are too crazy. I can't, we have to take a nice picture. He's like, and the one that's on the card, he's like, use that one. And I was like, we can't use that picture. That's a crazy picture. And he's like, yeah, you're going to use that picture. We're going to use that picture.
Well, it represents us. You guys watching us now, you know we're a bit crazy. And we like to have fun. We're laughing and joking. This is how we always are. It's not like just when we're in front of camera. So, and we get these, we're very grateful, of course, of our friends that send us these beautiful pictures of their families, professional taken, and they're very serious and very happy. And that's them. That represents their lifestyle. And our crazy picture of those funny faces on and ugly Christmas sweaters, that represents our lifestyle. So It works out pretty well. I was like, Dorothy, it's okay. We don't have to send a card out just like everyone else.
Yeah. And what is super funny is our friends have 2 boys and a little girl. So they have they went to get their Christmas pictures done. And it is so in the moment funny, crazy, because there's one little boy sitting nice, he's sitting with a smile on. There's one little boy who's not even looking at the camera. And then the little girl is standing up, wailing and bawling her eyes out. And Drew's like, oh my gosh, that is perfect.
That's awesome.
That is a true family picture.
That's our friend Larry and Amy's kids. They're adorable. But I think it was awesome because that's how it goes.
That's how it is.
That's what it reality. Looks like. And then you have the perfect ones where
the portrait studio pictures.
You probably had that crying before or after because that's real. We have a couple questions here.
Shauna says,
yeah, that's a good question, Shauna.
Do you take any vitamins Do you take any vitamins like a multivitamin?
Oh.
It's a hard one for us to answer because of 2 reasons. Well, first of all, we believe that if we are eating a nutrient-dense diet, then we should be getting all the vitamins we need from the food that we're eating. But then there's also a lot of things that aren't in our control. For example, the type of soil that the food is grown in can decrease the nutrient value of our food, for example. The kinds of ways that they choose to grow the food, right? We don't know, we try our best to buy local and organic, but we don't know, there's so many things, we don't know what's been sprayed on the food, or we don't know how it's been packaged, or how it's been handled, and all those things can take out nutrients that we think we're getting from the food that we're not. But, so that's a factor as well. But then the other thing is, like everything, right, protein supplements and essential oils, it's very the vitamin industry, I'm going to say, is very mass produced. And in a lot of the times we're taking a supplement that, for example, that we think is going to help, but actually what's in the tablets are going to be more harmful to our health than efficient, or a lot of times it's not even absorbed by our bodies. So we're taking these vitamin supplements thinking that it's going to improve our health, but really our body's not even utilizing the supplement. We're just...
Centrum?
A didn't know we were going to name brands, but there you have it.
I'm naming name brand. Look, that stuff. It's like like Dorothy said. I'll just say real quick. It's like the protein industry. A lot of times people will get the cheapest protein on the shelf, and it'll be like, oh, this is actually going to help me gain muscle or make me. I'm lacking protein. I need more protein. But this has so many toxins in them: preservatives, toxins, colorings. I think they have those like little Flintstone ones. Like, just read the ingredients. Read them, or try to read them, and see what it is that you're putting in your body. And most times, I think we could be like, oh my gosh, what is that? Or why is there 50 ingredients on the package? So.
And I was just going to say, if we are taking vitamins, we should consider the source, right? Like, we need to buy a higher quality vitamin. And we, if we're buying them from, usually we need to buy them from like a health food store or somewhere that's going to carry like higher quality ones. If we're buying from like the grocery store or the pharmacy, like they're usually not the best.
You could find some better quality ones there, but you get what you pay for, right? Like sometimes, like we priced Complete Truth Protein, our protein supplement, competitive with some of the higher priced protein supplements because of the quality. So we could have used the cheapest products possible, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted our product to improve the health of other people. If you're going to Costco to get your protein supplement, they want the lowest price. That's what they're known for. So you shouldn't get your vitamins or protein supplements from somewhere like that. You should get them at a good quality health food store that you trust, for example, or know that they're going to give you quality products. Mm-hmm. So the other thing I wanted to mention was that it's difficult. Like, so to answer your question in short, Shauna, we don't take a multivitamin, and
green smoothie is our multivitamin, for example.
Right? You could say that.
That's what I would say.
So we don't take one, but sometimes there's things that happen in people's lives where they're deficient in certain areas. So maybe like women, for example, they're often
often low in iron.
Thank you. So if you're not going to eat higher foods that have more iron in them, then maybe you need to supplement. Or maybe you're lacking some type of nutrient that your body needs and you're not getting it. We would suggest getting it from food. And if you're not, because your body can utilize, digest, and absorb food much better than conventional supplements. So I would say start with food. Always 100%. That's what we stand by. And if that's not going to be in your lifestyle, if you're not going to do it, then supplement with a good quality supplement that's going to raise your levels of wherever you're deficient so you can be strong and healthy in every area of your life.
And a lot of people, not everyone's going to agree with that. There's a lot of people who don't, or I shouldn't say a lot of people. There are some people who don't believe that we can get everything from food. But just a quick little story here is we believe I was deficient in iron about a year or so ago. My hair was actually coming out in like clumps, and we're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So then we did some research, and Drew's like, I think it's your iron levels. So, but I knew I didn't want to take the supplements because they made me nauseous, and I knew that from like years and years ago when I was in my younger 20s. I was taking iron supplements, and they made me nauseous, and I'm thinking, well, what the heck is in this, right? That's making me feel that way, right? So I knew I didn't want to take the iron supplements, and so then we did a bunch of research around foods that is high in iron, and I just was diligent about eating those foods multiple times a day, every day, and after a couple of months, it's like I had more energy, I wasn't losing my hair like I had been before. So we really truly believe that if you're diligent about it and if you're consistent, then it can help. But if that's not, like Drew's saying, if that's not the case, if that's not something that you are able to do, then just make sure you're finding like a higher quality supplement.
Great question, Shauna. Thank you for that. And sometimes it's difficult to answer those questions because they're not just controversial. We don't always stay away from those topics, but everyone has different opinions and everyone has a different answer for specific individuals. Mm-hmm. So it's tough to answer broad, I suppose. But let's move on here. We need to wrap things up here.
Okay. So. What Louise said something. Did we answer that?
Shauna says, thank you for talking about this. Yeah, absolutely,
You're welcome, Shauna.
That's what we're here for. If you guys have other questions like that, we're always happy to share our opinion. And then we have Louise. This is off topic.
This is off topic. If you're in Vegas a bit longer and have time, I highly recommend checking out the Mob Museum if you haven't been. It's very interesting and really well done. A minimum of a couple of hours needed. Oh,
very cool.
Very cool. Thanks, Shauna.
That's Louise.
Louise, you guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Dorothy reminds me of my aunt who we love dearly. She has 3 sons and a daughter, so a big family. And then she always calls the kids different names, her sons different names. And then she calls her sisters. So she has 3 other sisters, and she calls 2 other sisters, and she calls them all different names. So you're reminding me of Auntie.
And Auntie Jones. Auntie Jones tunes in sometimes. I don't know if she's in this morning. I haven't heard from her, but.
Thank you, Louise. We always looking for suggestions. You know what's funny? On my personal page, hi Joanna. Sorry we lost you. We got cut off, and then I'm not sure if you're here. We got cut off, and then we started the live again on Instagram.
Oh wow!
It cut off for some reason. Our biggest post ever, I'm pretty sure, was over. I think it's around 200 comments. It was on my personal page, and it said, "What would you do in Vegas?" So many people answered.
It was
crazy.
Awesome.
Never had that many people answer anything. So it was kind of exciting. And I realized we need to talk about Vegas way more.
Way more.
What was I going to say, though? Oh, yeah, we're going to leave here this morning, and we're going to head to L.A. So we're not going to get a chance, but thank you, because on the way back, we may be stopping here again. So always looking for suggestions. We don't gamble and very much, or I think we put in $3 on the penny machines.
The penny machines are so fun.
And then, Joanna, let me know if you're still here. I can see your name, but it doesn't show up on Instagram. So if you're here, I know you had a question. Let us know, and I'll answer your question. So we don't gamble much, and we don't drink much. So we're always looking for other things to do besides just walk around the casinos.
I'm like, we truly enjoyed our couple of days here, but it's funny, like Drew said, it's because we don't gamble, we don't drink, we don't smoke cigarettes, or all of those things. Or so it's like, interesting place to be.
What do we do here?
But yeah.
I think Shauna is a favorite. I'm not sure. Oh, we're talking about the names, probably.
Oh.
And what did Suzanne say?
Wait until you have kids. Wait until you have kids. I do that all the time with my granddaughters. My dad
call them different names.
My dad always did that too. Annette had said something, but we didn't get to it. She said, "That's awesome because actual sleeping pills, the majority of them, like, I don't know that name, Brent. Imovane, for example, help you fall asleep but not stay asleep. For the majority of my clients, it's a definite downside." Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Annette. That's a great tip. Because a lot of times we're putting things in our body that our body's like, "What are you doing to me? This is not normal."
This is not. Yeah.
So in this case, I'd imagine you're explaining here, Annette, that it could probably help you fall asleep, but then it doesn't, like fall asleep initially, but doesn't keep you asleep. So it's probably even worse than not sleeping in the beginning. Get out of there. I can see you.
You're like, who's
talking to my computer. Okay.
All right. We're going to wrap things up, guys, so that you can get on with your day, and we're going to hit the road.
Yeah.
So, if you weren't here for the whole show, we started out by talking about creating healthy habits. You're more than welcome to join us on True Form's 12 Days of Christmas. It's a Healthy Habits Challenge. We're on day 5, but you're more than welcome to still join us. You won't be behind, we promise, because every activity is cumulative. So you just have to hop on over to the True Form Facebook page, which the videos here is streaming from, and follow us. Every day, Drew puts a new post up to what your challenge is for that day. So healthy habits, creating healthy habits was number 1. And then sticking to a workout routine or getting into a workout routine we talked about, because working out is the number 1 way to reduce stress.
That's right. So do your best to reduce stress at this time of year. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm just too stressed out, or this is the time of year. We don't have to accept that. You just have to find ways to reduce stress.
We also talked about sleep for a long time, and today, lots of sleep tips. So that helps you reduce stress as well, getting a proper night's sleep. And I know that's difficult at times, but we talked about all kinds of different ways that you can promote and help get a restful night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was our Christmas packets for Complete Truth Protein. We mentioned that earlier on, and we have a little deal or discount for Christmas time. So we have a 1 pound green bag. So this is great for smoothies, for example. It only has 4 ingredients: quinoa, maca, hemp seeds, and stevia. So 4 ingredients. It's a flour. It's a powder. You can bake with it. You can throw it in smoothies. This one here with the 4 ingredients, that's one's 4 smoothies. It's going to give you a natural boost of energy, and it's also going to help improve digestion, which is very important, especially at this time of year, because we're going to be putting a lot of foods in our body that our bodies aren't used to.
That's right.
And then the other product is for baking. So Dorothy does Cooking with Dorothy. That's we're going to be starting here again in the new year.
Woo!
So Dorothy's going to be baking with CTP, and she also did her healthy baking that you bake for other people.
Yes.
So that was used with CTP. So there's a lot. We have tons and tons of recipes that we can share with you if you want to know how to use it, or if you need some help with healthy baking, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. And so we have that package along with Detoxify Yourself.
It's
Spoiler alert. There is a possibility that I'll be talking about Detoxify Yourself on the local news.
global news. Shh. I wasn't supposed to say it.
They said there's a possibility. So we'll leave you a little cliffhanger. So
Whoopsies.
we'll be talking about Detoxify Yourself here, more coming up in the new year. But we're going to be having a private group around Detoxify Yourself. And it was actually a bestseller in Calgary. And like I said, there's a possibility about reaching a larger audience on the local news. So very excited about that. Within the package, you get those 3 items. And it'd be great for you to follow along Detoxify Yourself with one of our groups.
And I just want to mention a couple of things. It's a great beginner package because a lot of times people aren't sure if they should have the baking one or if they should have the smoothie one. And this gives you the opportunity to try both. You can try it in some baking, you can try it in some smoothie. And the book is a guide. It's basically like Drew and I taking you by the hand, step by step, and showing you the ways to use the product and to live a detox lifestyle. And it truly is for anybody. Like I know marketing wise that isn't always the best thing to say, oh, it's for everybody. But I'm talking about the book, like Detoxify Yourself in general. So, for example, Suzanne's dad read the book and loved it, and I believe he's in his 80s, right? And then we have, some younger people as well read the book that love it. So, as a gift, it's a really great gift.
Especially if you're just trying to get going, like get started. Where direction do I go? Who do I listen to? Mm-hmm. It'll give you a bunch of ideas on why we live the way we do and why we recommend you use some of our suggestions as well.
Yeah, and if you have kids like teenagers or early 20s, like kids or even older, it's great if we can get our youth using a product like Complete Truth Protein and teaching them early on, because the marketing world that is like in this area is just flooded with products, and a lot of times if they don't know which is the best, we often go for like the most marketed or the cheapest one, right? But if we can educate young, then later on you don't have to switch around, or you don't have to learn new habits because you've learned it from the beginning.
That's right. Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. This is our first Friday morning live in Vegas.
Woo!
That was fun. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your hearts. We're almost at 2,000 hearts here.
Woo! Thank you so much.
But your participation throughout the week with our posts really helped. And everything from your comments to shares really mean a lot to us. So, and likes, of course, as well. We're going to be, what's going on next week?
Next Friday, when's New Year's? We'll be doing a show next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a live Friday show next week. Cooking with Dorothy will start in the new year, so stay tuned for updates on that. Other than that, we're around. We're going to rock the 12 days of Christmas, True Form
Yeah,
style.
participate in that because we love your posts.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wrap things up here. We're going to pack up and we're going to LA. So our next video is going to be at the beach house.
LA.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again for being here with us. Have a great day, and we'll catch you again.
We'll catch you later. Merry Christmas, because we won't have a live show before Christmas.
Okay.
So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Happy holidays.
Take care.
Bye.